trace up the spine and wander instinctively over familiar curves and sharp valleys. She delicately finds the edges she wants. Between her forefinger and thumb, she rubs consciously, gently, to let in a little air and separate the coarse pages. She holds each tenderly across her outspread palm and tickles its underside before lovingly inverting it, pressing it face down with firm care. The rustle attracts my attention. I watch her mouth move slowly, deliberately, as she savors a rich wedge of produce. Its sticky, sour gift coats her narrow lips and trickles down her pointed chin. She catches the viscous liquid with the back of her hand and lifts it softly off her skin with long, drawn-out strokes. The pleasure of her consumption is evident in the rosying of her cheeks. Never once does she take her dark, dark eyes off the substantial work in her lap. The scent is strong and sweet, even from across the booth. Its tang dances on my taste buds. Smells good, I say. She lifts those dark eyes at me, her eyebrows rising higher in question. I've always loved those eyebrows of hers, thick, black, and beautiful. She sucks on her sweet fruit. Shake my head, no thank you. She shrugs and looks back down. I watch her eyes as they scan across the pages laid out before her and feel a slight pang of resentment. I too was once a lover of books. I have stroked the texture of the leaves I flipped, breathed in the rapturous scent of fresh pressed hardback straight from the press, felt the exquisite gratification of opening a cover and stretching out its bindings for the first time. I was highly skilled in the art of handling manuscripts long before it was in vogue. And even though I have moved on to love and cherish the results of technological progress and ingenuity, I still know better than to desecrate those heavily joined sheets with acidic fingerprints. I press my lips together and suck on the insides of my cheeks. She insists on lugging that cumbersome relic around. She has told me that the old things that survive their owners, even if they yellow and crumple at the edges, hold more permanence than any series of excited electrons traveling through a silicon wafer. Their display is evanescent. But text on a tablet screen is no less real to me than the taste of citrus on my tongue or the vintage volume stored on antique shelves. Upon observation, all cause synapses to fire, all trigger emotional and physiological responses, all provide me with a bundle of information, knowledge, and experience. I can take this packet of data processed in my brain, roll it around my tongue, taste it, and thread it between my teeth, regardless of if it is a piece of postmodernist flash fiction or a remnant of orange pulp. Even if it was the most esteemed works of Aristotle, it wouldn't matter. The message is the same, regardless of the medium. The tone seems to make her happy, though. That's reason enough not to argue. The train glides over its rails, frictionless, as steam slips by, palms, oaks, and pines in parallel, framed flawlessly by our booth and coach. I'm glad they kept the trees. They're more enjoyable now that I don't have to keep my eyes on the road like before. Before, with its traffic jams and traffic accidents, with its insufficient fossil fuels and its effective pollution destruction of the ozone layer. Before, with its obstinate politicians and fear-mongering economists, with its left and right-wing quarrels, with its impressively steep downward spiral into self-destruction. Before, I had almost forgotten. Do you remember the schism? I asked. Her orange has long ago been consumed, and its rinds are littered all about her. She contents herself with sucking the stickiness off her finger till remaining engrossed in the book. I call her name. She flinches involuntarily when she pulls her finger out of her mouth and shakes it vigorously. Damn, I bit my fucking finger, she quietly tells the hard neck in her mouth. I apologize for startling her. It's okay, she laughs laying it on the table between us. What were you saying? She asks as she starts to pick up the orange skins strewn about. I repeat my question. She stops her citrus press collection for a moment and presses her lips together tightly. Her eyes are unfocused. She's not staring into space, she's looking within her memories. I watch wetlands speed past our window. The trees have all gone now. She has almost forgotten me, too. The schism, she says finally, putting all of her orange remnants in a pile next to the book, is not something either of us should forget. It's like it never happened, I tell the shrubs outside the window. Some would argue that's best. I scoff, return my full attention to her. Yeah, we'll give it that, too. Well, she says, it would hide our history of stupidity, for one. She holds up a hand and begins counting off more points on each finger. And it would conceal our propensity for cultural, political, and evolutionary suicide. We could make history as we saw fit by excluding all allusions to violence and irrationality. We could make ourselves perfect. I frown. This is plain stupid. I know, she says. The wetlands outside have turned into open ocean. The window polarizes, and we both watch as our bright orange sun kisses the turquoise sea and melts into the horizon. I look down at the table between us, at the large hardbound book and the pile of orange peels. And what of these? Of what? She asks, eyes still on the sun's vibrant entourage. I shake my head, even though she isn't watching. Nothing. Never mind. All that matters is that we are in the after. I sigh and lean my head against the glass of the window. The cerulean sky acquiesces to indigo twilight. A clear recorded message sounds over the speakers and notifies our coach that the train will arrive soon at our destination. The magnets